As you'll know, last week we asked for your gaming related questions for me to answer in this video, and we got quite a lot, so I'm sorry if I don't get to yours this time. Richard on Facebook said, what party games do you recommend for a family with varying abilities and including a member with special needs, so it cannot be too complicated? So just quickly on the quiz games, if you're looking for quiz style games on PC or console, you might want to check out the games from Snap Finger Click. They have developers who worked on Buzz games on staff, so they're very, very similar. You've got games like It's Quiz Time and Act It Out, so they're worth checking out. There's also this collection of games called the Jackbox Party Packs. There are a variety of them. They're available on consoles and on Switch, and they are rated teen for crude humour, including references to adult activities. So they are for families with older members only. For players with special needs, I just wanted to give a shout out. Nintendo has just released an update for the Nintendo Switch that includes controller remapping. So if your family member's special needs include special physical needs, like fine motor control, you'll be able to change what buttons on the controller do what. So if they're better with an analog stick or they're better with pressing buttons, you'll be able to switch things around for them, which is really useful. So sticking with the Nintendo Switch, John on Facebook said, looking for good games on the Switch for the kids, looking for more of the cheap indie games rather than the big buck games. Got plenty. As there's no rating system in the Nintendo store, is there any hidden gems to keep kids amused? I just wanted to quickly flag there is a rating system used in the Nintendo store. If you go on the Nintendo eShop on your Switch and you click on a game, it will have an age rating underneath the buy button. We use PEGI here in Europe, so you'll get 3+, 7+, 12+, 15+, or 18+. That will tell you how appropriate the game is for people of those ages. The phrase hidden gems in this question reminded me of a game called Hidden Folks, which I really, really love. It's kind of like Where's Wally, but it's all black and white, and there's these kind of really busy scenes and you're looking for these black and white characters and everything is kind of animated and has these cute, quirky sound effects. There's also some other indie games like Yoku's Island Express, which is like an adventure platforming game, but you move around the island by pinballing around, so that's really good fun. There's also another family game that was nominated for a BAFTA called Knights and Bikes. I'm mentioning this one because it's 2-player. So if you've got 2 kids, they can play together as these 2 kids riding on bikes, going on adventures. They've got different abilities, so they can cooperate and solve puzzles and things together. And that's really good fun. So sticking with Nintendo, we had some more questions about Nintendo more generally. So Alex on Facebook wants to know what's the difference between Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch Lite. Basically, the Nintendo Switch Lite can't be played on the television like the Nintendo Switch can. You can only play it in handheld mode. It also, the controllers can't be removed like they can with a Nintendo Switch, so you don't have the motion control Joy-Con that you have with the regular Nintendo Switch. It's all attached in one handheld, all-in-one device. But you can play most of the Switch games on the Switch Lite, all of the ones that can be played in handheld mode. There's only a few for which you need motion controls that you can't play on there. And the Nintendo Switch Lite is cheaper. So if that's a consideration, you might want to consider going for the Switch Lite, especially if maybe you've already got a Switch and you're looking for something to get for your second child. So this question is pretty relevant for the situation we're all in at the moment. Wayne on Twitter says, we probably all remember Wii Sports and Kinect Sports, but with all of us now self-isolating indoors, are there any exercise apps for consoles with a similar variety which have replaced them? Definitely play Beat Saber. This is a game where you have a headset on and you have these controllers in your hands, so like the Move controllers for the PlayStation VR, which is how I play it. And things fly towards you and you have to hit at them with these virtual lightsabers in time to the music. So you're basically dancing, and it's a great way to build up a sweat without realizing it. Obviously not everyone has a virtual reality headset, but if you like dancing, the Just Dance games are great and they are on multiple consoles, so they are definitely worth checking out. There's also a game called Zombies Run, which is on your phone. Normally it's just for, running outside. You get a story told to you over audio and you feel like you're part of it. You're part of this zombie adventure. But they've released Homefront, I think it's called, which is this 10 mission series of home workouts because they know that a lot of people can't really go outside at the moment. So that's definitely worth considering, and it's just for mobile. And our final question is from Jordan on Twitter, who said, if you could have one game remastered that hasn't been yet, what would it be? I thought about this for a long time because initially I was like, basically everything has been remastered, because it does sometimes feel like that. But I do have an answer, and that is Pokemon Snap. And the reason for that is because I love games that let you take photographs, not just as a way to kind of take screenshots, or like in Animal Crossing, I've been taking a lot of photographs, but games that make taking photos part of the gameplay. But there aren't that many examples, and I'd really love to see what Nintendo would do with Pokemon Snap to update it for the modern era. It'd be an interesting one because Pokemon Snap is played on rails, so you go through exactly the same route every time you play a level, and there's only so much that you can, all the Pokemon move at exactly predetermined paths, so there's only so much you can see. But I really, really love that game. In fact, I still play it sometimes. But yeah, that's all of the questions that I had time for. Feel free to send in more if you've got them. You can tweet them at The Gadget Show, and maybe I will try and answer them in future. For now, look after yourselves, and I will talk to you soon.